Hi, this is Bill. I wanted to give you some of my tips on using Windows 8, and also gives me an opportunity to play with my new Yeti microphone and Camtasia Studio. But if you're used to using Windows XP or Windows 7, you'll remember that the Start button is down in the lower left-hand corner, and in Windows 8 it still is. It's still down here. And I'm demoing this on a desktop machine, non-touch screen. If you had a touch screen, the easiest way is to swipe in from the right-hand side, and let me see if I can get that to come up, and hit this Start button. But on a desktop, that's really kind of cumbersome to do. So it's much easier to go here, or if you want, you can press the Windows key, and it will bring up the Start menu. Either way, gets you right here. What you have within Windows 8 Start menu now is these live tiles, and to launch a tile you would just click on it and it would bring up the application. If I want to switch between apps, let me bring up another one here, and I'll talk a little bit more about what I just did. Let me launch Internet Explorer, and this is the add-in free Internet Explorer. You can't add any add-ins to the browser. There is a standard browser within Windows 8 that you can add those in, and it's located on the desktop. But let me go back up to the upper left hand corner and show you how you can switch between apps. If I drag down, you'll see that I have a couple of different things running here. Now it won't show me Internet Explorer because I happen to be in that app, so it's not going to display it to me. But if I click on the desktop, you'll see here I also have the browser version where I can add things in. This looks a little more traditional with the tabs and that kind of thing. But now if I pop up here and slide down, you'll see I have the other Internet Explorer and Store, but it's not displaying the desktop. But you'll also notice I've got Mail and some other things running. If I want to see non-modern UI apps that are running, they won't show up in this menu here. They show up in the taskbar. So now you're saying, well, now I got two different places to look for running applications. Well, here's a trick. If I hold the Alt key and press Tab, which this feature has been in Windows for a long time too, I can tab between all of the apps. Now you're not going to see all of them. I'm running a dual monitor setup right now. Some of my apps are running on my second screen. But you can see that I can tab through, and I'm getting both the modern UI, that's the IE for from the modern UI version, and then around to the desktop version of IE. So you can get to all of them that way. But let me flip back to the modern UI Internet Explorer and talk a little bit about that. If I go to, say, Woot, and then from Woot maybe I browse into the kids section here. If I want to go back, if you notice there are no buttons or navigation, and if I just kind of click to make the lower menu area or the URL area go away, there's nothing now. I get the whole screen to render the page within. But if you notice here, I've got my back button is just kind of comes up just when I need it, so I can move back that way. If I want to do more things like add a tab, those can be done. I just right click somewhere on the desktop and it brings up a spot where I can bring up another window, and then it kind of asks me, hey, what else would you like to do? So there's just various places I can go to the TechWoot site or what have you. The ability to change settings within an application now, there isn't a menu bar across the top. So there's a couple ways. Well, you saw me bring up this, but there are other settings that you can do with Internet Explorer. In those, I go up to the upper right and bring up the Charms bar, or you can press Windows C and bring up Charms and go into Settings. And from here, I will be able to do things specific to Internet Explorer and make those settings here, and then bounce back, and I can do different things within that. So that's kind of where the menu items went within the modern UIs. That's how you get to them. But in addition to those, I also have the standard set of features here where I can go in and make changes to the PC itself, networking, and the kind of the things you might go to on a regular basis. So that's about all I really wanted to give you tips on in using Windows 8. So, hope you enjoy.